Welcome to Uprooted from Oakland. I'm your irritated host, Tony Fry. Last night on Twitter, the groundhog emerged, didn't see his shadow, and now we're stuck with 6 more weeks of Dave Cavill's bullcrap. As the flames at Schnitzer Steel covered 2 counties in poisonous fumes, Dave Cavill thought it was the appropriate time to take a victory lap with a series of I told you so tweets that attempted to throw the city of Oakland and the Port Authority under the bus. It's his latest attempt to sell us a bill of goods that Howard Terminal was never going to work, and he knew it all along. My DMs blew up as his passive-aggressive toilet tweets started to be seen by A's fans, and one thing he proved, again, last night is exactly what I've been saying and writing about for over a year now. He's not good at his job. He's not as good as he thinks he is. Anybody with even an inkling of knowledge as to how social media and PR works would know that there's nothing to gain from using a tragedy as a cue to gloat. It was tasteless, tacky, stupid, and odd considering this once prolific tweeter hasn't said a damn thing of consequence in the years since he challenged Damon Bruce to an Elon Musk moderated debate, got in a fight with a Siegel parody account on Twitter, and sat down for an hour with yours truly. Yes, those were all the same day, and since then he's virtually disappeared, until now. Then we get his interview with Shayna Rubens today, where he tried to revise all sorts of historical facts. And while I applaud Shayna for getting responses from Oakland officials, to counter his claims, it's long past time for reporters to actually hold his words in front of him and push him to answer a question for once. What are you protecting him for? Access? You're all going to lose access in a year anyway, so you may as well burn the bridge now and do some reporting that will mean something to Bay Area sports fans who will continue to read your work long after this festering rectal prolapse moves to Henderson. Make him answer a damn question. She just, seconds before I went live, she just tweeted a transcript of one of his answers. She asked him repeatedly, was there any consideration on selling the team? And she posted a transcript of his word salad response. And I tell you what, it should have been published in the paper. She pressed him. He refused to answer. Just print that. Make him look like the sleazy used car salesman he is. He says that Laney College was the team's first choice and insinuates that they never wanted Howard Terminal in the first place. Okay, fair enough. They did announce Laney College first, so that part checks out. But why was he not pressured to answer why he announced a new stadium site without even having acquired a handshake deal for the land? It's like if I came out tomorrow and said I purchased my neighbor's car without even checking to see if it was up for sale. That alone should have cost him his job. Then he says that the fact that they'll lose revenue sharing if they didn't get a deal done was a determining factor for fielding a team. Well, Davey, you've got the revenue sharing right now, and you're fielding a pauper's payroll and sporting 2 straight seasons of piss-poor win percentages. So to anyone who's watching from Las Vegas, who keeps sliding into my comments to tell me, well, they'll spend more when they get here, Kaval just called you a liar. They chose Vegas because it was small and because they'll probably fail. They have no intention of meeting their projections. They don't need to. What they need is to get some public money so that the other underexpressed gland, Rob Manfred, can continue to pressure other cities to invest in MLB and to have a stadium on a piece of property that will be of great value to a future buyer. That's all. John Fisher and Dave Kaval have no interest in baseball. And frankly, if I was forced in Bean, I'd bail at this point. I don't care if Bean is a partial owner. Get out. He also claims that Howard Terminal wouldn't be done until the 2030s, which may be true if you started the project today. But come on, Dave. You're either lying to us now or you've been lying to us for the past 3 years. I now wholeheartedly believe you've lied about everything to us since the moment you accepted this job, about every conceivable aspect of this process. I mean, last time he spoke with me, he couldn't even acknowledge that 4 was twice as big as 2. So why we've believed anything he's had to say in the last year, even when it was talking to Vegas, we shouldn't believe anything he says to them either. I've reached out to Kaval several times this year to have another interview. We've done so at least once a season since he became president. Most of my requests were ignored, and one was deflected to his assistant, Catherine Akers, another villain in this story. Let's not joke around. Who then told me that the commissioner of baseball was not allowing anyone from the A's to speak to the media. If you believe that to be true, I've got a stadium in Jack London Square to sell you. Actually, I got one at Laney College to sell you. That's even less believable. Why would the commissioner of baseball ban a team from speaking to the media in the middle of the most consequential period of that franchise in the last half century? I mean, I suppose it could be true considering every time Kaval does speak, he says something so unbelievably stupid that the entire narrative gets shifted, and then they're forced to feed Mick Acker some fluff piece about how the Las Vegas stadium is going to levitate and how ushers are going to slip poker chips into people's pockets when they're not looking. But I still doubt that MLB is dictating who a team president can speak to, and his chat with Shayna today kind of proves my belief. I reached out to Kaval one last time last night, and I mean it, last time. I'm done with this guy. As he was, quote, tweeting reports about poisonous plumes of smoke over West Oakland with smug commentary about how the A's were still committing to suing the steel company, I simply said, hey, let's chat and you can clear up the confusion as to why you're still suing them. He read the message. He ignored it. Now I'm done. I don't care if I lose access to the sniveling bootlicker. I'm not really media anyway. But we all know why he won't talk to Casey Pratt or me, and it has nothing to do with a mandate from Manfred. I said it once, I'll say it again tonight, and I'll say it 1,000 more times until they're gone. Manfred, Fisher, and Kaval are all bad for baseball. They have no redeeming qualities when it comes to this game we love or this franchise we adore. And Dave may be quick to tell you he's from Stanford, but that fine institution should really consider issuing a cease and desist on that proclamation because he's doing a disservice to their legacy by lumping them in with his inept, backstabby, deceitful, dirty business acumen. Let Susan Slusser be the representative from Stanford, not Dave Kaval. Dave, you're not good at this. You say it couldn't be done in Oakland, so you left. But there were plenty of other areas in the East Bay or even the Central Valley or up near Sacramento that you could have looked into, and you didn't. You did as little due diligence as possible in order to make it look like you gave a crap and screwed everything up along the way. You screwed up the A's radio broadcast. You screwed up the Laney announcement. You screwed up the season ticket program. You screwed up the all access rollout. You screwed up immense goodwill that you had garnered when you got here. And you screwed up Howard Terminal. The only thing you've done of any worth was build a bar in left field, and beyond signing your name on some authorizations, you really had nothing to do with that either. You're a carnival barker whose own catchphrases have been turned against him, and baseball will continue to have a stain as long as you are a leader of a franchise. To Dave, John, and Rob, you had a chance to do right in Oakland, or at the very least the East Bay, and you blew it, all in favor of Las Vegas. And you've had a chance to do right in Las Vegas, and you're screwing that up too. You're bad at this, and it doesn't take a business degree from Stanford to know that the cost for this entire relocation bid and all of these lies goes much deeper than the financial investments you made into lobbyists. You are destroying it for more. You are destroying a storied franchise with a devoted and passionate fan base, and you're not even destroying it for more money. You're destroying it for a welfare check. You're despicable, and whatever part of your brain that thought it was a good idea to use a tragedy that is making people sick as a way to further stick it to the city is completely void of reason, empathy, or common sense. I'm done with you people. I hope all 29 team owners see you for the frauds that you are and vote against your relocation. I hope the Nevada Teachers Union gets this public investment on the ballot and obliterates your public partnership. I hope that every coffee shop in Tahoe bans John Fisher from their shops. I hope that Dave Kaval is too embarrassed by his behavior to ever show his face in Oakland again. And I hope that the next time Schnitzer Steel is poisoning the residents of Oakland, and there will be a next time, that Dave Kaval can muster up enough intellect to realize that it's not the time to make this about him and keep his tweet-free streak intact. Good night, folks.